Hey people, it is Friday, July the 21st. Time is 9:52 in the evening. It's currently a very pleasant 24 degrees Celsius and not feeling overly humid, which is nice. And I'm walking west along Dundas Street East, just passing the famous Fillmore's Gentlemen's Club here on the corner of George Street.
You're late, but you're early.
And I'm going to be taking a Friday night walk around various parts of downtown on my way to eventually pick Megan up at Union Station. She's coming in from Guelph. Her train is due to arrive around 10:30. So, being such a pleasant night, I thought I'd just head out and record a walk around the city before I go to meet up with her. And it looks like Papa John's is relocating here. They're just a block to the east in an old building that is slated to be redeveloped. So I guess that's why they decided to relocate here to the base of this relatively new condo. We're at the corner of Jarvis and Dundas. And it looks like there's not a cloud in the sky, at least not that I can see. I can actually see stars. It's a nice clear night. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened over here. A bunch of cars all parked along the side of the street. And the police are talking to that pair about something. So I bet you Yonge-Dundas is pretty busy right now on a nice warm Friday evening. We're approaching church in Dundas.
And of course, this is very
So maybe we'll take a walk down the southern stretch of downtown Yonge. I did a recent video where I walked from Bloor Street down to Dundas. So maybe I will walk from Dundas down the rest of downtown Yonge on a Friday night. Last time I walked down on a Tuesday night just to see how busy it would be in the evening on a not typically busy night of the week, and it was still quite active. And here's my local Burrito Boys location.
He's so different.
Split, like that newspaper that they have. That's
Heading for Dundas Square. Got some pretty decent crowds hanging out, as was expected. Definitely busier than it was on Tuesday when I walked through the area, also late at night. A bit later though than it is right now. the southwest corner is always a huge crowd of people. And this is a scramble crossing, so I can just walk diagonally here. Maybe I'll do a little pan around, as long as I don't get run down by an approaching police car or ambulance. Go back this way. And Barbie Mania has invaded Toronto. That's why Megan is coming into town this weekend. Of course, the Barbie movie is also playing in Guelph, but she would much rather have a reason to come into Toronto to get more out of it. I think there will be a lot more people getting into the spirit of the movie the way that she intends to, as in dressing up as Barbie characters and all that sort of thing. I won't be doing that, but I'm a Ken no matter how I dress, as far as I'm concerned. And the fountains are turned off for some reason. So, a place I've been to at least 7,000 times in the course of my last 5 years of walking videos, but one more time won't hurt. And I would go over to that side of the street, but there's always lots of copyright music playing over there. So I'll avoid a potential copyright claim and just stick to this side. Let's head south now along the part of Yonge Street I didn't cover in my last nighttime Yonge Street walk. Three Brewers. This has been here as long as I can remember. A popular place I've been to on several occasions. It's a fair number of 24-hour businesses along this stretch of Yonge. All of downtown Yonge really has quite a few 24-hour shops and restaurants.
It's not animated.
And several new additions have been added over the last 6 months to a year, which is nice to see. Mostly new restaurants of a non-fast food variety, something a little more upscale. And this is also new. I see they have their sign lit up nicely now. Last time that was not turned on. This is a claw machine arcade, I suppose. I walked around inside of there during a live stream, but I might as well come in and check it out again. So obviously you can try and win some of these stuffed animals here. I guess it's fun for various reasons. Doesn't really appeal to me personally as a place I'd like to go and hang out and spend some money, but to each their own. Obviously a lot of people enjoy it. And it's bringing a lot of people now to this otherwise empty space that had been vacant for quite a long time. This used to be a Foot Locker location that closed down at least 2 or 3 years ago, and it's been empty ever since. So it's nice to see something coming in and filling up what is a pretty large space that would no doubt be hard to find a tenant for. So this is called the Octo Zone. So if you're ever in downtown Toronto and this is your cup of tea, it's just right across from the Eaton Centre. And there's an entrance to the Eaton Centre right there. We'll continue heading south. Here's another new restaurant. And this Urban Outfitters has been here for years. I'm not sure why there's all these cars parked on the side of the street. It's kind of unusual, with no one inside. It's not usually permitted as far as I know. Can't possibly be everyone flocking to the Octo Zone and just parking on Yonge Street. There's Sherbourne Street. Kind of have to keep an eye out for sidewalk riding cyclists and food delivery cyclists. They tend to disregard the rules of the road. This Circle K is also a fairly recent addition to this stretch of Yonge. And one of the many firkins in the city, a chain of British pubs. And I think someone was having their own party here on the sidewalk.
Fucking slop.
And you also have to keep an eye out for that sort of thing. And this is quiet here now, but this can also be a busy spot, the Elgin and Winter Garden Theatre. Guess there's nothing taking place tonight there, but oftentimes there'll be crowds gathered around there. As well as up the street, we're already past the Ed Mirvish Theatre, another popular spot for live productions. All that garbage has TTC on the bags. Toronto Transit Commission.
He pulled it right by me.
Is Yonge and Richmond, so we're coming into the financial district part of Yonge Street. Things are a bit quieter on this southernmost stretch, being mainly an office district. There's still retail though, of course, along Yonge Street itself. Not as many restaurants though, but it's not completely devoid of that sort of thing. Maybe I'll cross here. There's the Saks Fifth Avenue store and the Hudson's Bay Company store also sharing that same building. So I think I will duck off of Yonge Street here up ahead. We'll take a walk along Temperance Street, which is a nice side street, but it's currently undergoing construction, so it might be a little less pleasant from a pedestrian standpoint at the moment. I think it is still passable though, as long as you're on 2 feet and not in a vehicle. The main attraction here is this Dineen Coffee Company, which is closed right now. I guess they close, my guess is 9 o'clock or so. They'd probably have pretty decent business if they stayed open an hour or two later. So now we're heading right into the office core, the financial district. I'm not sure exactly what work is being done here along Temperance. It's just yeah, it looks like they're just rebuilding the street with interlocking bricks. That is actually quite nice. And putting benches and whatnot. I wonder if this will be fully pedestrianized. Let me just take a peek in here. It's like a sneak peek of what's to come here on Temperance Street. I suppose they're keeping one lane for automobile traffic, but much wider sidewalks now than before, and much improved streetscaping and aesthetics. Yeah, this will be a very nice new addition to the downtown core here when this is finished. If it was fully pedestrianized, it would be even better, but still, I won't complain. We are getting something very nice that we didn't have before.
Pilings for a parking, underground parking now.
These are the buildings that if you did want.
So this is the courtyard between the Bay Adelaide Centre towers. And it's been done up quite nice here as well. I wonder if we're allowed to walk under here. Well, I'm doing it. And very funky lighting with the trees. I'm glad I came this way. I didn't even know that this was here now. Lots of tables and chairs. They're all locked up for the night, but I imagine they're available for most of the day. And we've emerged on Adelaide Street, which is also undergoing work. Can't really go more than a block or two without encountering more construction in the city, but such is the nature of life in a big, quickly changing city like Toronto. A lot of this work is connected to the Ontario Line new subway that is passing through downtown under Queen Street, just to the north of here. They have to upgrade the streetcar tracks that have been dormant along Adelaide Street for decades and no longer in use, because they will be put back into service. Streetcars will eventually be rerouted to Adelaide Street, since they are no longer able to travel along Queen Street through downtown due to the subway line construction. We're at Bay in Adelaide. There's a look north. See the clock tower at Old City Hall. And looking right up at the St. Regis Hotel, its LED lighting strip. That was formerly the Trump Tower. And I think that LED lighting strip was designed by a local artist who recently passed away named Michael Snow, who also designed the famous geese hanging from the glass atrium at the Eaton Center. We're heading south down Bay Street now through the heart of the financial district. That is always a very sad sight to see. Unfortunately, it's all too common all around the core of the city. First Canadian Place, tallest office tower in the financial district, and the TD Center towers. And you used to be able to see almost the entire length of the CN Tower between these TD Center office buildings, but a new office tower under construction on Front Street has blocked out most of the tower, and you can make out now just the very top of the sky pod and the remaining spire above, and that's all that is left of this view of the CN Tower. At least it's not completely obscured, but it's not quite the same, obviously. That was a very popular place for photographers for decades, for about the last 45 years actually, since the tower was completed. And we're at Bay and King.
Pero si ves colilla.
heading south down Bay. It's obviously the financial district on a Friday night. It's not going to be exactly bustling with activity. There are some bars and restaurants, though, to be found in the neighborhood at the base of many of the office towers that stay quite lively. Including this one right here, the Walrus. And another one on this corner. Key, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Just Wellington Street we just crossed. And here's the famous atrium at Brookfield Place. It's called the Alan Lambert Galleria. Same architect that designed the big transit hub in Lower Manhattan, the Oculus. Took me a few seconds to remember the name. And another financial district bar here on this corner. This one is called Chateau. They all seem rather the same to me, all these restaurant bars scattered around the financial district. They all have similar music pumped out onto the street with a patio and crowds that tend to be interchangeable from one place to the other. And we were at Front and Bay. And one of my favorite views in the entire city, looking west down Front Street with Union Station and the CN Tower, Royal York Hotel, and some awesome new lighting on the new office tower at 160 Front Street. It doesn't go all the way to the top of the building yet, but when it is fully complete, that will be really something. And also awesome lighting on the CIBC Square Tower. think this is easily one of the most impressive stretches of street in downtown Toronto. It's passing Union Station. The second busiest train station in all of North America. I think only Penn Station in Manhattan is busier. So it's actually busier than Grand Central. It's not quite as Grand Central on the inside, but it is probably second to that one as well. And the massive old Royal York Hotel, now branded as a Fairmont Hotel, Fairmont Royal York, but everyone just calls it the Royal York. That dates from the late 1920s, so it's approaching its 100th birthday. As is Union Station, it's around the same age. So let's head inside. It is just past 10:30, so Megan should be just arriving. And we'll get a look at the Great Hall since I already teased it. Can't end the video without showing it off a bit, even though, like Yonge-Dundas Square, this is a space that I've shown, about 7,001 times on this channel, but it never gets old, at least not to me. So I'm going to wrap up the video and prepare to greet Megan back to her beloved Toronto. So thank you all for watching my Friday night walk around downtown, where we checked out some of the action along the southern part of Yonge Street, including of course Yonge-Dundas Square, and then we ventured into some spots through the financial district where I discovered a couple of really cool things that kind of excited me a little bit. So leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And there's also a super thanks button right down below. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.